Okay, who would like to read our objective today? Caitlin.
Students will be able to examine the abolitionist movement during the early and mid 1800s.
Good. Okay, and we have not. This week's been wacky, so I have only seen you one time. Is that right?
Yeah.
Because of testing. So let's review a little bit. What is an abolitionist? Kayla.
Someone who's against slavery.
Somebody who's against slavery. Does it matter what race they are?
No.
Right. And why is it important to have different races be abolitionists? Leo?
So they won't think it's a war.
So they won't what?
Think it's a war.
Right. They don't want to be seen as rebellion or an uprising. They want it to come from everybody. So they know that everybody believes that. All right. So because we haven't seen each other, raise your hand and think about last week. Where are we in learning this objective? First data. We're on apply. Okay. So you guys have done your reading. You've done your notes. You did an exit ticket on the abolitionists that we've learned about, right? Yeah, like William Lloyd Garrison, not Shakespeare. Frederick Douglass. What's another one? The Grimke sisters. Sojourner Truth. Good. Okay. And then you guys were able to watch a video. What video? Do you remember the video? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Great.
It was the video of the three, the Frederick Douglass, the Grimke sister Angela, and William Lloyd.
Very good. And which one who would like to raise their hand on which one stuck out at you the most? Which abolitionist did you connect with the most? Michelle?
Frederick Douglass,
Why?
because he had experienced a slave being whipped to sleep.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. As a 6-year-old boy, and you're seeing that for the first time, and you've just been taken from your parents, he's probably going to want to fight, right? And try to get out of there. Okay, then we had you guys hooked up to the Chromebooks on Wednesday, remember? And you guys got to pretend you were a slave and go through the interactive. And that's what we're going to discuss today. So think back to that interactive that you did on the Chromebook and try to remember what decision you made. Did you stay or did you go? Did you escape slavery or did you stay with your sister? And then try to remember what the results were. Did you make it to the north or did you not? What happened? So what we're going to do is I am going to divide you up.
And what would I do if I was really asleep?
Well, that's why we're doing this. What would you have done? Okay? So, what I'd like for you to do is if you decided to stay, so if you stayed where you were and you did not escape, I would like for you to stand up and walk to this side of the room, please. Don't be afraid.
Oh.
Not one of you stayed?
Oh, wait, right now?
Yeah, walk to this side of the room. If you decided to stay as a slave with your sister, all right, brother, sorry.
No.
And
You stay with your sister.
No, you
stay
with your brother.
okay, if you stayed. All right, if you decided to escape, leave, go to that side of the room. Wow. Wow.
No one gave us this guy.
We totally would. All right, Reagan, can you please hit the lights? All the way, like turn them on.
Turn them off.
All right. Okay, so we're only going to be standing for a few minutes because you're going to give me agita because you'll be like this. Okay, so raise your hand. I would like to hear what made you decide to go and escape. CL.
If I was really in that situation, I would have left.
If you were really in that situation, you would have left. Why would you want to leave?
Because this is how they treated.
So what would you be experiencing if you left? What feelings would you have?
scared and kind of excited.
Okay, so fearful and excited. Why fearful?
Because if I get caught, then I'm probably dead.
Okay. So other than death, what other things could happen to you if you got caught? Anybody know? Other than death?
Tortured?
You could get tortured. Mickey?
You'd be separated from your sister.
Yep. Your brother, your sister, whoever it was, you'd be separated from. So those are the consequences of that. Okay? All right, now on this side, the majority. What's up?
Yep.
My two boys that decided to stay. So, Joseph, can you tell us why you decided to stay?
Well, I wouldn't want my brother being all alone. So my sister would be free. That'd be a good thing. I wouldn't want my brother to be all alone in that.
Okay, good. So you'd want to stick it out for your brother and be there for him. Okay, good. Leo?
Yeah, pretty much the same as him.
Okay.
That's one way to put it.
If you're already separated from your sister, you'd want to stay with your brother. How old is your brother? Is he younger?
My brother?
No, the one in the interactive.
He's older.
He's older.
Okay. All right. So that's good. All right.
Let's go with close speaking.
What striked you as being maybe a little bit shocking about what you experienced as a slave when you were going through the interactive?
She needs you.
Can you tell them I'll call them right back?
Yes. She said she'll call you right back.
Okay, when you were reading through your interactive and deciding whether or not to go or stay, what came? I saw a lot of your faces, and I saw that even Leo, you were like, oh my gosh. What were you so shocked about?
I was shocked that kids and people used to actually have to make those decisions. They could risk their lives leaving, or they could be tortured and hurt living as a slave.
Okay.
So either way, it's kind of, if you get lucky, you can be.
Right. Right. So such a hard decision to be made at such a young age, and to risk your life. Why would they not kill the slaves if they were caught? Does anybody remember what I said about why they wouldn't kill the slaves? Nick?
Because they would lose money and there would be no one to work there.
Right.
For them because they're slaves.
Economical reasons, right? Okay. Good job. Good job. I'm going to post the link this weekend on our class page, so you can go to it. You can also go through it and maybe choose a different. Maybe you want to try to escape and see what happens, okay, or vice versa. All right, now I want to hear, raise your hand, how many of you made it to the north safely? Okay, and how many of you did not make it safely? Okay, Felicity, what happened?
I got caught.
You got caught, and what was your consequence?
Getting whipped.
You got whipped?
Oh.
Wow. Okay, who else? Mira?
I got caught by a slave catcher.
A slave catcher. And what did they do? They just take you back?
They just took me in.
They took you in? Okay. What do you think those slave catchers did with the slaves when they caught them? Besides maybe beat or torture them, what else do you think they would do? Molly? Scold them? And then send them back. And then when they get back to their master, what do you think's going to happen? Yeah, the master's going to show them who's boss again and who has the power, and it's not going to be a pretty scene. Yeah, it's very sad. So have a seat, and I want to ask you a couple more questions. Huh? Oh, I probably didn't. Okay, thank you. Okay, so think back to what those children slaves had to make a decision on. Can you find something in your life where you could compare that to today? In your life personally, or maybe just something you've heard that's happening today in today's world? Think about it in your brain for a minute. How would a child slave in the South during the 1800s compare to what's going on in the world today or your life personally? Reagan?
Like today, when people go like no food and like sometimes like depending on the owner, they wouldn't get fed.
Okay. So is there slavery still happening today? Yes. In what forms? Does anybody remember? You guys did a whole article on this last week, didn't you? Yes.
Oh, the one about the children slaves in Haiti?
Yeah.
The cocoa?
The cocoa beans. Yeah. So could they escape? Could they?
Yeah, I mean, not really.
How could they? I mean, if they could in the 1800s, how could they escape now?
It's more modern.
It's more modern, so but they could still try it. Could they
Yeah.
not? Okay. Human trafficking, another one. Yes.
We read an article in which like companies are making their kids make
Yeah. So whenever you go and buy these products, are you supporting the act of slavery in a way?
No.
But they've said we're not going to do that anymore. Yeah. They said but before, yes.
Well, now like whenever kids get punished, they get grounded or get like their phones taken away and you get whooped. Back then they were like actually hitting each other.
Right. Right.
Not just little squeaky.
Right. So it's a little bit different, maybe the consequences. So how do we stop it from happening? We can't? Why not? You don't
Because
think?
no matter what, people are gonna do what they want. It's you could do whatever you want.
Could we stand up to it?
Yeah.
How?
Protests.
Protest. What else?
Boycott.
A what?
You can boycott their product.
Boycott the products. Oh, you just gave me the goosebumps. Boycott the products. Say, I'm not going to buy your product if you're having children across the country making them, right?
It's like this one guy, they raid, like the companies that are producing the slaves, they raid them and take all the slaves.
Yes. Yes. All right, good job. I wanted you to see that connection of what the consequences were, and then I wanted to bring it back to what's going on in today's world. It's still happening. It may not be happening in the same form, but it's still happening. Okay? All right, so we are almost done with this objective. Okay? I have a partner activity for you guys to do today, and then we're going to be evaluating you on your on this objective Wednesday. Because Monday, what do we do now? We're reading. We're reading our Red Badge of Courage book, and we'll be doing that all day because it's a short time. So on Wednesday, be prepared for your formative, okay? All right, are there any questions before we get started? Woo! All right. Hold, please.